Hey everybody, welcome to the Out the Trunk Pod with Jordan and Darius. I'm Jordan. You can find me on all socials at Jordan B Writing.
And I'm Darius. That's Steve's I Love Your Area on all socials.
And this is our movie review segment. Today we're going to be reviewing Love Jones. Came out in 1997, starring Lorenz Tate, Nia Long, Isaiah Washington, Lisa Nicole Carson, Bill Bellamy, and Bernadette Speaks. Love Jones is about Darius Love Hall, not of Out the Trunk Pod fame. A smooth,
My namesake.
a smooth talking poet meets Nina Mosley, a gifted photographer in a Chicago jazz club. They bond over shared passions, but their what? Oh, fledgling romance is quickly tested by past relationships and internal doubts. The two navigate the is it love or just a thing dilemma in the city. So I'll toss it to you for Act One.
Act 1, The Blues of Beginning. Darius and Nina meet at a poetry reading where he performs Brother to the Night. Their instant connection leads to a rainy first date that challenges their cool, detached exterior. Off the rip, I feel like everyone is just pretending to like jazz music. Like, is this like
In this movie or in
period?
life?
Like music with no lyrics. Who's still doing this? Who is
Uh,
who's like, hey man, put on that latest jazz album. Do you even know
Throwing
a
that Miles
jazz artist?
Davis.
I feel like jazz. I look at jazz like I look at like ventriloquist dummies. It's like before we
Uh,
actually had actually entertaining things to entertain us, we like pretended this was good,
okay,
and it was like,
that's
oh,
crazy.
I don't see
That
his
is
mouth
crazy.
moving. It's funny. Haha, the doll is talking. It's like, no, like now we have TV, so we don't have to pretend that anymore. Now we have songs with lyrics. We don't have to pretend to like
Yeah.
jazz anymore. That's my point.
It ja As a band kid, jazz is cool. I'm more of a blues guy myself, so if you're gonna ask, like, I'd rather listen to blues than jazz. Um, I feel like jazz is for people who have a lot of time on their hands. You know what I mean? Like when I'm in the hustle and bustle of my day, I can't just bump out right. I can't just like I'm working and shit, and I'm like, at peak like performance, I can't just like vibe out to like the sax. You know what I'm saying? So, um,
Do
it's not
people
great
like
lifestyle music depending on your lifestyle.
a jazz album would be like 60 minutes? I'm like, you listen to an hour of music with no lyrics. I don't believe you. I need to I don't I feel like this is added to the list. Sushi, uh jazz music.
You don't.
It's just things we're
Whoa,
all
whoa, whoa, whoa.
pretending to like.
Hey, nah, chill out on sushi.
Sushi
I
is
fuck with sushi now.
no I think we're all it's a game of telephone. We're all just pretending to like sushi.
Nah, I love sushi. That's not an act for me.
I just don't. Every time I've had sushi, I've been like, okay, it's fine. Like if we're out with a group of people and they want to go get some sushi,
Mhm.
I'm not gonna. That's fine. I can roll with it. But
Yeah,
like, I've never on my own accord be like, damn, I'm gonna go get some. I'm really craving some sushi. Never.
really. I love sushi. I could eat
No.
that every day.
All right, man. What you got for
Um,
Act One?
um, I love this movie. One of the things I love most about this movie is the cinematography. Like it
Yes.
just really it shows like the reality just of like everyday life and of like black people, and also just the beauty of the city of Chicago. Like there are so many scenes in this movie where it literally just looks like a beautiful photo that you would have framed like in your dining room somewhere, you know. It's actually funny because I was talking about this the other day with a friend who's thinking about getting into photography, and I was saying, one thing that may help with that is like watching movies because you'll kind of see it's the ultimate form of photography in a way. It's just obviously motion picture, and you can kind of see how the shots are set up, shot composition, what's in the background, what is the director wanting you to focus on, things of that nature. So this movie is a perfect example of that. Um, Also want to say that the opening poem that guy's performing at the first open mic that they go to, it always makes me think of that Kendrick poem from To Pimp a Butterfly where he's like, "This dick ain't
Ain't
free."
free. I forgot. Man, I haven't spun to Pimp a Butterfly in a while. This dick ain't
Ain't
free.
free.
That's pretty
That's
good.
the first
I
thing I thought of, yo.
That was a great album. Random question: did he perform any of the songs from that album on the tour?
From To Pimp a Butterfly?
Yeah,
Uh, Let me think. Let me go to.
did he
Let me
perform
see.
all
Let me go
right?
to the.
I know he performed all right.
Yeah, yeah, he did all right.
Okay,
Yeah,
all
he did
right.
all
So
right. Yeah.
he did
No,
touch
and he
that
did
one.
King Kunta. He did King
Oh yeah,
Kunta
yeah, yeah.
too.
Okay, okay, cool.
Yeah,
All right. Random aside, but what else you got for Act One?
yeah. Um, One thing I love about '90s movies, and I don't know if it's just nostalgia because you think that shit is better when you grew up, when you watched it growing up. But just like movies with people who look like real people,
Yes.
like everyone looks unique. It's not they don't
Yep.
all look like they're the fucking bold filter from TikTok or the insert filter from
They didn't all go to
Instagram.
Dr. Miami, both men and women.
Yes, correct. Everybody looks different. Everybody looks, they're all beautiful people, but they all look very different, you know. And I love that it's a movie with black people who don't. It's not, oh, we didn't find a bunch of Eurocentric looking black people or ethnically ambiguous looking black people or, a bunch of sandpaper niggas, you know what I'm saying? A bunch of Zendaya lookalikes. She's beautiful, but get my point. So yeah, I just wanted to point that out.
We need some sort of like marker for when you veered into too woke. You know how the Fat Joe Jadakiss podcast has the flag. Like we need a Jordan is being a little too woke, like ethnically ambiguous black people. Like
You know what I'm
Sanaa
talking
Lathan,
about.
like
Like no, no, she's not ethnically, she's clearly black. I'm saying like fuck, I don't know. I had somebody onto my time. I'll think of it later.
like
But you know
Halle
what I'm talking
Berry
about.
is a good one.
Nah, she looks black.
All right, well I don't know. I don't I you lost me on that one. So
Like
all right.
maybe like Zoe Kravitz or somebody like that.
Fair enough. All right. Getting an address from a woman's checkbook and showing up at her home, ill-advised. Don't do that.
Yes. Don't ever ever do that. I don't care how well y'all hit it off at the open mic night.
you know, also, and this might be my own sensibilities. Off the rip, the overly horny poem. It's a bizarre
Yeah, that was a crazy
hello.
shot to shoot. That actually
Uh,
was a crazy shot to shoot.
it worked, but this is a movie. Something else. I'm like, man, this is
Yeah.
y'all haven't. You ain't like you just met this one. Like,
You only know her name. You only know her name.
You haven't shared an appetizer yet, and you just
Yeah.
pulling up horny poems off
That's a
the
bold
rip.
strategy, Cotton.
Yeah,
Let's see how that works out for him.
So let me ask you
He
a question,
definitely
man. Go ahead.
like
Sorry.
just to say it like it's a rom-com or rom-dram whatever. So you're supposed to like the couple and all that, which we do. But the shit he did was there's like the romantic and then there's stalking.
Yeah, yeah. Um,
And he crossed that line very well in this movie.
I don't even. I get Euro stepped over that line. That line,
Yeah.
man. Um, no, I thought I loved. I don't. It's just something about '90s movies. And maybe every generation feels this way, but it just looks like the best
Mhm.
time to be alive. And I was alive in the '90s, but I was
Yeah.
a child. I wasn't outside. Being outside in the '90s just looks like the best time to be outside.
So much fun.
The music was, I think the '90s had some of the best music. Um,
Yep.
like you said, everyone looked normal. Everyone could just be chill. Like everything wasn't for the gram. And I know I'm about to sound old.
Hmm.
People didn't take pictures of everything. People did, but it just looks like a better time to be outside.
Yeah.
I always get nostalgic when I watch these '90s movies because I wish I was an adult for it. You know,
No,
I
me
was
too. I wish I was at least I wish I could have at least been a teenager in the 90s. I feel like that even would have been like peak. Um I just feel like everybody like people were more, I don't know, aware. They were more social.
more social, less
Um
socially awkward, which is the same thing. But
yeah.
just you went outside looking for adventure in a way people just don't anymore. Um,
Hmm.
the way they're out, they're walking in the rain, and he's just like, "You want to go check out a reggae spot?" And
Yeah, yeah.
it's on the other side of town, and like they just go, fuck it, and
Yeah.
like what would it like if we wanted to go hear some live music on a Wednesday night, where would we even go here? And the people know we live in Raleigh. I wouldn't even know where to go.
Right.
Like what
Uh
just
yeah, no, I don't know where to go, actually. I don't.
like the cities were just more alive. They were more serendipitous.
Yeah,
And people were just more adventurous. Like you didn't leave your house with an itinerary. You just let the day happen to you.
right.
So
And I feel like another thing too is that I've noticed is like like everybody in the movie that didn't know each other, they became friends throughout the course of the movie.
Yeah.
And like that doesn't really happen in life anymore. If you don't have your set friends by age 22, like or 23, you're gonna have a hard time making friends. Like I know that like I've talked to people, adults, in their 20s and shit about this, where they're all like, I don't know how to make friends as an adult because there's nowhere to go. Like, you know what I mean? Everywhere you go, supposed to go with your friends. But if you're supposed to go with friends and you don't have, a lot of friends, like can you go or people are socially awkward now, so they don't want to go without their friends. So they're not meeting people, even though that's what they want to do the most.
I will say that people, have to be a party to your own rescue. You're not going to make friends watching Netflix every weekend. You have to
Right.
take some risks. Go if yes, it might be awkward to be the only person there without a group, but how else are you going to join a group
Right.
if you don't show up? And so
True. Yeah,
um
that's true.
you have to the worst thing in the world, like what's the worst thing that's going to happen? You're just going to go there and it's going to be feel left out and you're going to go home. Okay, fine. But the upside is you might
Yeah.
meet some people and you have to take some risks. And I feel like people
Yeah.
have lost that risk taking feeling. Everything is safety first, safety this. That's important, but a life
Hmm.
without risk is a dull one. So, but take a quick little jab at you right quick. Uh, so as an ex-poet, what do you miss about the stage? What do you miss
Expo
most
is
about the
crazy.
stage? At some point, you're just an
uh,
ex-poet.
Ex-performer. No, I'm actually planning on getting back on stage this month. Um, yeah,
I'm
what
gonna
do I
keep
miss most
fucking
about
with
the
you till you do.
stage?
I'm just gonna keep bringing it up.
I know, and I appreciate it. You do need friends like that push you and stuff,
Oh,
And it's a compliment because that means you don't think I suck. Pause.
correct.
So, you know,
Major pause.
um,
No, man, when you get in the stage, man.
uh, um, I got some pieces in mind. I got one piece I'm maybe ready to perform. I don't know yet. So I may go tomorrow. I may wait and save it for next week. I'm not sure yet. Um, but yeah, what I miss most about the stage is the uncertainty
Yeah,
because you go up there and you don't know if your piece is good. You don't know if your piece is going to connect with people, if it's relatable, if you sound crazy when you're saying it, if you overshared, if you think you look stupid or whatever. That's the one thing I miss because you go up there and it's you. Like writing is kind of probably the most lonely of all the creative endeavors, I'd say,
easily.
because you're no one's there when you're doing it, and even if people are there when you're doing it, no one's. I'm the only person in my head. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? I'm the only person that have had my experiences. So you have this thing where you think it's just you, and you don't really know until you start speaking. And even like the first couple lines, no one wants. There's this weird thing where like there's performance anxiety, but I
Yeah.
also feel like there's like a listening anxiety as an audience member, where no one really wants to be the first one to say that they connect with whatever you're saying, depending on how vulnerable it is. So like it's almost like the first couple lines, people kind of wait and see, like, well, I look crazy if I were snap or if I relate to this. And then once a few people start, then it's like, okay, cool. Everybody can kind of acknowledge that they connect with that thing. Um, so much so to the point where there are pieces I performed where it doesn't maybe get a lot of live audience feedback, but that's sometimes how you know you're doing really well because
Yeah.
it's so honest that people are uncomfortable. And then they'll come up to you like after the show and like, yo, I really connected with that, or I really fuck with that, or they'll DM you. So I'd say for me, the best part of performance is the uncertainty. Um, Close second would be the rush, like the high you get is it's like I've never done like hard drugs, but I'd imagine it's like, doing cocaine or some shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Or a Valium or something. It's such a like you feel like you're like buzzing and you feel like 8 feet tall when you get off stage and you know you killed it.
Fair enough. Well, they say poetry and stand up are the only art forms where you have to practice in front of people. You can't if you write a
Yeah.
song, you write a rap, you write a song, you can play it in your garage until you get it right, but you'll never
Hmm.
know if your joke is funny or if your poem lands until you actually do it in front of people. So you have to practice,
Correct.
you don't get a parachute. So
No, not at all.
you can do what the rappers do and release a snippet, a leak to see if people like it, and then pretend the leak never
Right.
happened if they don't. Like
And
what
even
is
that
it?
to
You
me,
know
I
it's
feel
T
like
when you
is
see them two fingers touching. That'll never see
that's
released.
That shit is never coming out. That shit
No,
is never touching the light of day. Thank the
nah,
Lord. Um, and honestly, for me, I feel like the whole snippet release thing, being an artist is scary. So I acknowledge that. But to me, it's just like the height of cowardice. Just
yeah,
drop the fucking song,
yeah,
bro. Put it out,
yeah,
and then you'll get the feedback that you want. Niggas can't tell if a song's good if you play 40 seconds of it.
yeah. Little
Um,
quick snippet, and then yeah, and also like you said, it's 40 seconds. Well, hell, these songs nowadays ain't but a minute and a half. But you know, clip 40 seconds from a lot of songs, it would sound crazy. You have to,
correct.
a song is a
Right.
story, it's a journey. You posting on
Exactly.
story with 30 seconds of it playing and using the comment section to determine if you're going to release it. That's not artistry, like you said, that's cowardice. Uh,
Correct.
got anything
Yeah,
else
so
for
I
Act
hate
One?
that. Uh yeah. So there was that conversation at the table with Lorenz Tate and the previous the main cast of the movie. And they're talking about romance and like whether or not it's dead, what romance means to each of them. So I wanted to ask you, what does romance mean to you? And do you feel like it's something that once it's dead can be reborn or revived?
Um, what does romance mean to me? I once had a friend. Um, I mean, I still have he's still my friend, but he's
Yeah.
been married guy all the time, and so he once asked me like, you know, don't you want someone to go do stuff with, go out, da 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 da? And I
Hmm.
once and I responded, I said, you have it backwards. You know, I'm an eligible bachelor. I'm a handsome guy. I can get a date. Like I can find someone to go to a
Yeah.
museum with, to go to a theme park with, to go to the bar with. It's finding someone to do nothing with that's hard. And so I would
Hmm.
say
Yeah.
that romance to me is having fun doing nothing,
Hmm.
and being in each other's presence without, because again, everyone's fun bar hopping in downtown Glenwood, like that's easy.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, but posted up on a Sunday watching football and you're not getting on my nerves, that's love, baby. Like,
Yeah, yeah,
um,
yeah.
so I
Which is
would
what
say
I
that's
try to tell
romance to
y'all.
me. What'd you say? What'd you say?
That's what I try to tell y'all. Remember, I made that joke about not dating during football season
Yeah.
because I don't want to have to make anyone feel ignored when I'm watching football. It's just a joke. I do date during the season, but you get what I'm saying.
No, I mean it's true. It's finding something I don't mind doing. So I'm finding someone I don't mind doing nothing with, I would say, is what romance is
Yeah.
to me. How about you?
To me, romance is kind of a two-part answer, I guess. Is making someone feel special on a regular basis, more than just on special occasions. And I'd say to me, the pinnacle of romance is world building. It's
Yeah.
like creating and establishing that relationship where it's just the two of you, and it's literally like a whole world, not just in your head, but in real life. Like when you're just like you said, like in the bed on a Sunday, or you're just chilling in the living room on the couch, binge watching, or trying to figure out what to watch, or just sitting and talking. Like some of my favorite moments in relationships were just sitting up talking late at night for hours with no music, no sounds, just us, being together, exchanging thoughts and experiences and stories and laughs and stuff. Um, I think, and talking about like the future and things and it actually being something that you both want as opposed to it's some sort of fantasy one's projecting onto the other, um, where you're just actually able to exist as your authentic self. Like I've been in a lot of relationships where I where you just knew you couldn't really be your full self. Like not even you weren't acting, but it
Yeah.
was maybe a toned down version, things of that nature. So it's like when you can kind of let the facade down, let all of the the armor away and lay it all to the side and just kind of be with your person.
I agree. Yeah, it's when you ever meet a couple and it feels like they speak their own language, that's when you know that
Yes, yes,
they're locked in. You just like
absolutely.
they say words that are only funny to them. Like they're words that you could recognize the word, but it's only funny
Right, right,
to
right.
them because there's some context that everyone else is missing. They were walking in a
Correct.
grocery store and they saw it and it was some joke that they had, and then, you know, 6 months later it pops up and they just fall out laughing and no one understands what the fuck they're talking about. And so,
Yeah,
that's it right there. That's that magic. But enough mushy shit.
that's a
Act
fact.
two,
Yeah.
the rhythm of doubt. As their relationship deepens, the return of Nina's ex-fiance creates a rift. Insecurities surface as both Darius and Nina hesitate to admit their true feelings, leading to a frustrating emotional stalemate. Man, when he said you must be going to see some dude, oof.
Ooh, yeah,
Oh man, he said,
he
as
was
some
pissed.
dude, man, if you pause the movie, you could see the steam coming out of his ears.
Yes. Yeah.
Like,
Actually, if you rewind 10 seconds before you said that, when she says, "Oh, she remember she lists like 8 things she had to do in New York
yeah,
before she mentioned the dude," and then she's like, "Yeah, I gotta talk to this dude," and he was just like you could all see him almost go like this bitch, like,
yeah. Well, first she said, I gotta see a friend. And he knew, I mean, he knew what that was. He said, "Ah, some
yeah,
dude."
yeah,
So,
right. First it was about a job, then it was about a friend. Okay,
and then it was what it was really about. So,
right.
what you got for Act Two, man?
Yeah, yeah. I always so there's the scene where she before that where she's talking with her friend and she's like, "You should tell him you're gonna go. If he's mad, he cares. If he doesn't, just go do your own thing." And I appreciate the friend was like, be honest with him, but I hate that whole thing of like, go test your partner, and if they pass the test, then you can be with them thing. Like it's first of all, it's the height of manipulation and emotional abuse. And two, it's like if you give
Emotional
people a test
abuse.
like that, people people are what else would you call that?
Sure.
Emotional blackmail. Fine. It's like if you put someone in a position where they're forced to either look vulnerable, possibly pathetic, or hold on to their self-respect, they're gonna choose the self-respect.
Yeah, for
Like no
sure.
one's gonna be like, oh yeah, no one's gonna be like, oh yeah, I don't want you to leave. Stay with me. But you're in contact with your ex, which means you're already entertaining it. That to me is all the doubt that I need to sever the relationship.
Like a wise man once said, man, if you want to be chased, go rob a bank, because I ain't got it. I'm not.
Yeah.
No,
Right. Like
well,
what
to
was he
be,
supposed to say?
yeah, I wouldn't have reacted either. I mean, obviously his feelings were hurt, and he communicated that in a way
Right.
that kept his dignity. But no, I mean,
Yeah.
like he said, y'all weren't anything. Y'all were just sleeping together. Um,
He
and
had no right to say that, you know?
yeah, yes and no. I think people get real technical when they know they're doing what they ain't supposed to be doing. We never had the talk. I never said I was your boyfriend. Okay, but
Yeah.
we all grown here. There's a reason why she said friend last. It's because she knew,
Right.
there's a reason
Right.
why she approached that real slow, and it's because she
Correct.
knew what was going on. And so I feel like people love to play. This is not law school. We're
Semantic
not
games.
lawyers, and
Right.
you know what was up. So.
Because you know what you was doing was wrong.
You kind of alluded to it earlier, but man, so many 90s movies rewarded men for not taking no for an answer. Like,
It
dude,
did.
it's
It did. This whole
so,
movie is just coercion.
oh man, dude, popped up at her crib. She like the first
Yeah.
date, she's like, "Nope, you're not coming in." And he's like, "I just want to have a cup of coffee,
Let me just have a
please."
cup of coffee.
Oh man,
He was doing a
the
lot of begging.
the OG in me wanted to jump through the screen like, "Go home, go
Go
home."
home, Roger.
She's told you she wants you to leave, bro. Just leave. What is you?
Yeah, man. He did a lot of yeah.
Big-
If this was happening in 2025, he'd be in that group that girls use to talk about dudes, and
Yeah,
it'd be like, "Don't date this guy."
he was on my doorstep and he wouldn't go home. I
Yeah, he
kept
found
coming
my
up with
address from a check
reasons. Yeah, it's like,
to see me, and I didn't want to see him.
yeah, it's not a good look that's rewarded, but I mean, movies are fiction and it's on people's families
Correct.
and parents to raise them to do the appropriate things. So I'm not blaming the movie for
Right.
inappropriate behavior, but It's not a great message to tell young men that this is
No,
inappropriate to just show up
right.
at. You took her out, y'all had a great time listening to reggae music, caught a little grind, cool, got a little good night kiss. She's like, not tonight. You need to leave. The night's over. Like
Get out. Get out of there. Just go
leave.
home.
There's no more questions after that. You need to go home.
Yeah, you live to fight another day.
It was the first day, man. You made some good progress. Y'all went to two
Yeah,
spots.
hell yeah.
Good little dance. Good night kiss. She let you walk her home.
Yeah.
Take that one, man.
She
You
didn't
what? You up?
she didn't call the police after you showed up to her house unannounced.
Yeah, man. You up? Take that one and go home, man. There's another
Yeah,
date.
man.
You might, go take another shot at that one. You good? You're doing well.
Right.
You
I
know.
agree.
What else you got for Act Two, man?
What was I gonna say? Yes, going back to the ex. So she did that. And by the way, even like so she goes back to the ex. They have a fight and she doesn't get a job in New York. And so she basically ends the engagement that she resumed, I guess, and then just goes back to Chicago and then was mad at him for moving on.
Yeah. This is where the Act Two to Act Three, where the writing gets a little.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah. What is she mad about? I even
Yeah, I didn't
even
get it.
I've dated some pretty unreasonable women. This is beyond the pale. Like you left me to go be with your fiance, and you come back and got
Yeah,
attitude because I'm seeing somebody. Like that
with
is
me,
just that's be
the
I
height of
don't. That's just
arrogance.
not even real. It's hard to believe there's a real person
Yeah.
who like you. We were cool. We were fucking. We were laid
Trying to
up. You
think. I'm
like
trying to think. Right.
go go ahead.
No, I'm trying to think if I can think of anyone who would actually be have that audacity.
It's
That's actually insane though.
I mean,
Yeah,
it's
because
pure like
you were engaged, bro.
psychopathy.
Yeah.
You're unwell. Uh, listen, man, I don't know if this needs to be said out loud, but if you dump me to go link with your ex-boyfriend in another city, I'm not waiting for it. Like you can't.
No.
Now, if you come back and we find ourselves in a good place to where we could bring back up a conversation, I don't know, like real life is complicated, cool, but to expect me to
Right.
sit by the phone crying while you away, that's absurd.
And wait for you.
It's
Right.
absurd.
Yeah, that was crazy. And by the way, if it had worked out, you wouldn't have came back. So again, why are you mad?
Yeah. I mean, he was a rebound, and
Um,
then I guess that is a good question. I'll ask her Act
right.
Three. Act Three, we're going to call Finding the Harmony. After time apart and self reflection by one party, the pair must decide if their connection is worth the risk of vulnerability. A chance encounter leads to a final realization about their future together. And I'm going to wing this here. Um,
Yeah.
did you see the Twitter prompt that was like, name a movie where the woman is the bad guy and it works out for her? I have a suggestion.
Yeah, I
Love
did see that.
Jones.
This movie, yes. That's
People went
funny.
with
I
the
had I had
obvious
that question. I was
Jenna
gonna,
from Forrest Gump, but can we offer up Nina
yeah,
from Love
Jenny,
Jones?
yeah.
I just don't
I was
think
gonna
she
ask you
was
that. I was
a.
gonna ask you, is she the villain in the movie? Is she the problem?
I
Yes.
just don't think that she comes off well.
No, not at all. I think if not for Nia Long's charm, it'd have been a long time ago when people realized she was quite a succubus, quite frankly. Like she was just like siphoning shit from dudes. Like, you know, your ex came back, you were still not quite over him, which is kind of fine, which is cool. You rebound with this new guy, then you toss him to the side to go back to the ex. You didn't get your job, and you didn't want him to have control over you or provide for you, whichever however you wanted to phrase it. You go back to back to Chicago, expect this nigga to wait for you. You mad that he didn't wait for you because he had motion, which you knew when you met him, which is why you liked him. And then you date his friend, and then
um,
you're mad at him for not asking you if you fucked his friend. What?
only thing we're missing is her to reveal that she has AIDS and a son that she's going to leave with him. That's really it. I mean, she's checked all the other boxes.
Yeah, and like she was like the whole thing about his ex called him at night one time and she thought he was cheating.
Yeah.
I don't know if he was or not. But I think if he was cheating, he wouldn't have had the number on the fucking refrigerator. I'm just guessing.
Well, I mean, niggas are stupid, so that's not necessarily
Well,
true.
niggas are stupid. True, true, true.
Niggas will ride
But
around
then
with
she
their
was trying to
phone
like.
hooked up to the car dash
That's
and
true.
knowing they waiting on a girl, girl in
No,
the
you're
car
right.
text, oh my God, it happened. Like what you
Text come
okay.
through. Yeah, you're right. You're right. You're
I
right.
can't believe this 10-year-old technology bit me in the ass.
Yeah,
I do want to take a moment of silence. We didn't mention this off the top. You mentioned she was Nia Long's charm. She was so fine in this movie. Dude.
yes, yes,
Oh my God. I was just like,
yeah,
it takes a lot for me to be starstruck. She is gorgeous in this movie, man. Just out of
yeah,
this world. Anyways, I just felt like
yeah.
we can't go a whole pod without mentioning that.
No,
So,
you're right. There's a reason
uh,
Harper cheated.
oh my goodness. Yeah, there's a couple
Yeah,
scenes.
no.
Her
That
titties was
shot
out in
where
one of
she's
them. It was like, man, this is cinema.
no, this is cinema. Martin Scorsese. Uh, no, there's
Nia
a
Long's
scene where
titties are
she
on my TV screen. This is cinema.
there's a
Uh,
scene where she's it's raining and she's like sitting by the window in
yeah,
like a nightgown or whatever. Like that's about as beautiful as any woman's ever looked on cinema, in
it's up
cinema,
there.
on cinema,
It's up
whatever.
there.
Yeah, man. She had a lot of fucking nerve in this movie. Like that shit was outrageous. You first of all, you come back and you date his friend, and then you're like you're playing the victim because he took you to a party with his friends. Where the fuck did you think y'all were going? You thought he was gonna have you with some strangers that you didn't know? Come on, man.
Right. Y'all link the first link y'all had was at everyone's house. This is what they do.
Right.
The 90s, back to, nostalgia. People didn't have to
Hmm.
have a whole lot of bread to kick it in the 90s because niggas just kicked it. They,
Kicked
we
it. Yeah.
pregame, we play cards, you have
Video
to
games,
go out. Like
whatever.
there wasn't no sections and shit. You could just kick it,
Right.
bring a bottle, bring a deck of cards, and we might kick it all night. So that's what they did
Correct.
because they're young and so she had to know. She was moving scandalous, man. And
Greasy as fuck.
it's it really didn't even hit me till you mentioned it in the second act. I'm like, man, she was terrible.
She really was. She was actually quite awful. Like he had his problems, but she was the problem.
I'm not even sure what did he do wrong. This would probably be a good place to like have a woman's perspective, which we don't have on call.
True.
But as a
Yeah.
man, speaking from a man's perspective, okay, so he might have misinterpreted they was just fucking. He took it whatever. But
Yeah.
when she said she was going back to a dude, he took it in stride. Obviously, his feelings a little hurt, but he ain't.
Yeah.
He took it on the chin. Okay, we move forward.
As he
And she
should.
left. He left. He met a new girl as he was supposed to. What did he do wrong? I'm lost as to what
No,
he was.
you're right.
Other than being pushy. Well, other than being pushy is assuming that the problematic behavior he exhibited was the norm, which it was in its time. What
Correct.
did he
Yeah.
do wrong?
Yeah. That's the thing I've been trying to figure out. Is it? I almost wonder if he was supposedly cheating with his ex off screen, and that was supposed to be the justification for her being a crash out. I don't know because, like, for me, that last scene where they broke the second breakup, where she's like, "You never asked me if I fucked your friend Wood," and he's like, "I don't ask questions I don't want to know the answer to." I feel like she was trying to let herself off the hook by telling him that she had fucked Wood, so that he would tell her that he was still fucking Lisa. I think that's
uh,
what her thinking was.
I don't know what she was thinking. I don't think. I think she's just one of those people who wants what she wants, and she'll say and do
Yeah,
anything to get to that conclusion. And so when she
yeah,
wanted her ex-boyfriend, ex-fiance, it was, I got to
hmm
get a job in New York City. When that didn't work out, it was go
right,
back to Chicago, and it was, oh, I'm gonna date this guy to get close to him because I want him back. She just wanted what she wanted, and she was going to
yeah,
do and say and harm whoever she
anything.
had to do to get to what she wanted. You know, shout
Yeah,
out
I
Jenna
think
Gump.
she. Yeah, Jenna. Yeah, I thought she was. I think she was one of those people who was like just used to getting whatever she wanted from a man,
Yeah. When you
and
look
then
like that, you
because
usually do.
as yeah, for sure, 100%.
Yeah.
She could get whatever she wanted out of me.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, I think that she was used to getting whatever she wanted from guys, and I think he was probably the first guy to ever say no, and she didn't like that. And so she was like, I'm gonna pout and date your friend who I know secretly hates you. Because by the way, that friend Bill Bellamy was a hater the whole movie. He hated
Yeah.
him from day one. Um, and she was like, yeah, I think I'm gonna date whoever's gonna hurt you the most. And then act surprised when I see you.
Um, yeah, I agree. She just wasn't. I don't think it's so weird to say Darius and speak about someone else. I don't think the
Right.
Darius. I acknowledge my blind spots because I'm a dude, but I just
Hmm.
don't know what he did wrong outside of the problematic behavior we've already called out. But within the universe of this
Right.
movie, it wasn't considered problematic behavior. So,
Correct.
um, I think what she
And in
wanted and
rom-coms, that's not
expected,
considered problematic.
right, and what she wanted and expected was for him to wild out when she said she's moving back to New York, and
Right.
when he didn't, it's almost like she's almost like a sadist. Like she wanted to see that pain,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
and
Yeah.
when she didn't get
Yeah.
she just did never was right after that. So I
Yeah. I
don't know.
think she was used to getting a reaction out of her significant others, and because he didn't give her that, so she didn't know what to do. So she was like, "Oh, I guess I have to go to New York." Because I almost wonder was she ever actually going to go to New York, but because he handled it so well, she was like, "Fuck no, I have to go."
Maybe. What else you got for Act Three? I just have one more question.
Okay. Act three. So I mean, there was what like a year after the second
Yeah,
breakup before when they see each other again. They both had gotten career success and stuff like that. Um,
which is really rushed,
and then she kind
and
of comes back in town.
that whole ending
Yeah,
was a
I wish
little.
they would have shown. Yeah, I wish they would have shown more growth or shown growth from both of them, in Act Three, which would have made them getting back together make more sense. Um, yeah, because I just think like okay, they got their career goals accomplished, and in theory, that's when you're supposed to settle down. But they didn't show any personal growth, so it's almost hard to buy into the resolution a little bit. Like you want them together because you love both characters and you love the movie, but um, it was almost like okay, but what changed
Right. It
besides their
was
salaries?
they got back together because the plot wanted them to. There's never an explanation as to why they would. Um,
Right.
and so, I that's we'll get to that point. That's why I took a star off of it because I just felt like
Hmm.
the third act they didn't really like things just they just got together. Why? Because. And that
Yeah.
was it.
Yeah. Because the end.
Pretty much.
That's really
Because
it.
I want them to as the author. And there was no explanation. I don't like exposition in general, but like you have to show me what happened. It was just like a year
Yeah,
later.
you got to show something's
That was it.
right, yeah, like we saw more reflection from Darius than we did from Nina. Like Darius had multiple conversations about like, man, she might be the one. Is she the one? I fumbled the one. Man, I was being stupid. I was trying to be a player. Da da da. So we saw kind of his growth, but we never saw her maturation process take place. It was always like she was just taking what came,
Yeah.
and I don't see how that changed from Act One to Act Three.
I man wrote this movie, right?
Yeah. Hmm.
Yeah, it makes sense because Darius as a character is much more fleshed out than Nina. And that's
Yeah.
because Nina's almost like a cardboard cutout
Yeah.
of hot problematic girlfriend. But that makes sense. That I think this movie could have used a woman's touch in the sense that given Nina more depth,
Yeah.
given more explanation for her motivations and so on and so forth. I think I already know the answer to what I think I already know your answer to this question, but.
Okay.
Was Darius the one she wanted to be with, or he just who was there when she was tired?
Ooh, that's a
It's
question.
a leading
Um,
question, but
yeah, I mean, compared to her ex, I'd say yes, because she got successful and he didn't really want her to work, so that relationship wouldn't have worked. So just based on the two choices in the movie, you'd have to say yes. I mean, she could have dated anybody, in the course of the story, but um, I'd say yeah. I think because she was someone who was so stuck on set in her ways, I feel like that she needed to be with someone who was more flexible and somewhat to some level a little more uh submissive than what she probably was used to. Because she dated the guy who had the money, who had the shit together, who was quote unquote masculine in the stereotypical sense of the word, versus the flighty artist who would do anything for her, basically. So yeah, I'd say that's pretty much a fair assessment.
I think at every turn he was her second choice, and
Yeah,
I think that's for a reason. I don't think she was who she wanted. I think
yeah,
and that's something. Look, and they may live happily ever after. Sometimes
hmm
the second choice is what's best for you, but I think he was clearly her second choice. At every turn in the movie, he
hmm
was who was around when she didn't get
yeah,
what she wanted. So, um,
correct. I think there are people who love you for you, and then there are people who love you for how you make them feel. And I think she loved how he made her feel, compared to her loving him.
I would agree with that. So, what do you rate it, man?
Um, Despite us ripping the character Nina to shreds, I do love this movie. Act three, a lot of movies fall apart in Act three. I don't know what it is. But the
It's hard to land
resolution was
that
not
plane, man.
great.
A lot of TV shows don't end
Yeah,
well. So,
that's true.
ending
You're
is the
right.
hardest part of a story.
Yeah, yeah. So the ending is not great. Um, Acting is phenomenal. Beautiful film. Love the poetry in the movie. I'm gonna go 3.5 stars.
I'm right there with you, man. I gave it 4. Would have been a 5 if they gave me some explanation. Like if they kind of just told me what happened. They didn't show me at the end how, they
Right.
got back together. So knocking off 1 star for that. But no, man, this is a phenomenal movie. 4 stars. Yeah, it's the kind of film get old people stuff. It's the kind of film they don't make anymore. So
Right.
real people dealing with real shit. And yeah, 4 stars from me. Shout out Love Jones.
Yeah. And I also want to say that I love because I love you, and that's urgent like a motherfucker is one of my favorite lines of all time.
Oh,
To me, one of the great. You thought I was telling you that?
thought you were gonna
Jesus
like
Christ.
shout out Nia
Uh,
Long again. That's why I thought that was
oh
what
no no
I
no 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 no
Okay.
no. I was gonna say
Sorry,
no.
I didn't
I
interrupt
love
you.
that line. No, you're good. No, I was gonna say I love that line. To me, it's one of the great romantic lines of all time in a movie. To me, it's right up there with like "You had me at hello." So yeah, I love that line, and that to me is a film saver right there.
All right. Thanks for listening. My name is Darius. That's D's all up your area on all socials.
And I'm Jordan. That's Jordy B writing on all socials.
Please rate, like, subscribe. We are at Out the Trunk Pod on all socials. That is Out the Trunk Pod on all socials.
And for any ongoing movie recommendations, feel free to reach out to us via email at outthetrunkpod@gmail.com. That's outthetrunkpod@gmail.com. We do check it regularly, so feel free to hit us up. And next week, we're actually going to be reviewing the movie that you guys suggest or recommend you want us to watch for Valentine's Day that we'll be dropping our episode for all the lovers out there. So hit us up on socials, in the comments, DMs, whatever you want to do. We'd love to watch whatever y'all want us to watch and to break down that love story for you guys.
All right, y'all. Thank you.